Hey guys, back at it again with another video. We're just talking about, I know the whole concept of Gooner Gate, it's kind of died down on X right now, but I think it's an interesting topic about what is a Gooner and what makes a game a Gooner game. I think both of us were men of faith, but we also appreciate the female form, obviously a very feminine form. Um, I do notice that this is kind of a bigger topic than it usually is.
Yeah, I mean, where, it's based kind of brings up a good question. It's like, where's the line when it's like a Gooner game or just like not? Like, is it a porn game? Like, or is it just like something that toes the line? Like, I know a lot of like these gotcha games are very close to just being just abject, just porn.
Yeah, to me, I think there is a fine line between porn game and just like a good looking character type of game. Um, Obviously, porn game is literally like you see them on Steam right now, and I think just having an attractive character doesn't make it a Gooner game. You see that with kind of what happened with Laura Croft in the Tomb Raider games, where obviously it's pixelated and she had like the freaking triangle nipples, but um, she went from like low cut, belly shirt, short shorts. Now she's kind of just frumpy, like almost androgynous looking to a point. And but I feel like nowadays the games have progressed to the point where it's either big titty, you know, curvy woman, and like revealing armor or like suits, and that's considered like a Gooner game. We should all be ashamed that we like that. But then like when these masculine games, like I think Hades was one of the games where like the male character is very like physically fit, like chiseled, and no one really complained about it.
Nobody ever cares when it's a guy shirtless and he's hot. Like, realistically speaking, that's like the last thing that people complain about. But like the second that like a girl is like revealing like more than like 20% of her skin, like it's like, oh shit, she's a goner game. Like,
Yeah,
I I don't see it. Like the thing is like you want like I'm seeing like a lot of people like come to like this like knee jerk reaction where the Western media has created such ugly fucking characters for like we're going on what 5 6 years now,
probably.
and these what Eastern studios like from China, Korea. I'm not even gonna put Japan in there because Japan is slowly becoming like a Western country.
Yeah.
It's hit or miss with them sometimes,
Yep.
but like they're creating like these like good looking female characters. Like look at the First Descendant.
Look at Marvel Rivals.
Look at Marvel Rivals.
She's a bitch! Swing!
I don't, maybe not with the First Descendant. There's a lot of their like monetization and
Yeah.
gameplay is like kind of boring, but the characters still look good. Like that's the point of this video. Let's just keep it on that. But we're like we're at a point now where it's just like these feminists, these LGBT people are calling it gooners, calling us gooners for making trying to make us feel bad for liking attractive women because they themselves are not attractive.
Well, literally, all these people. Let's be real. The LGBT, well, specifically the T, because I have people in my life that are LGBT, but they're very like level-headed. They understand like that some things go a little too far, but some of the T, they want to cut themselves up. They want to be androgynous. They don't want to look masculine or feminine. And sometimes it's the vice versa. One wants to look masculine. One wants to look feminine, and it just they make you feel ashamed for wanting to look at something that looks nice.
Yeah.
Because I'm playing someone like I know me and you both kind of go at things a little differently when it comes to character creations. You like to look at a female form. There's nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
You like to look at a nice curvy girl, nice outfits, armor, whatever. Me, I like to kind of put myself, like I project myself, I guess, into the character, make my character, big and tall and buff, the opposite of what I am in reality. It's something that I wish I could be nice, big and tall and buff, but obviously I need to put more work into that, obviously.
Well, I mean, like you can't really do anything about your height, but everything else you can work on. But
I can gain inches in other places.
Right.
it's, but the thing is, like like they use the excuse like when it comes to like a lot of these character creations as like I want to be in the game. right? I want to have myself projected into the game, and that's why they have these like awful character creations. Um, like in the case of what was that one game that?
Dragon Age of Veilguard, just look at the character creation of that.
Yeah, that was the one with the fucking like top surgery,
Yeah, they
right?
had Zippetits.
What? That is crazy.
And like it's like why? Like that's going to be used by like not even like 3% of like the people who buy your game.
Barely, probably.
And like you put it into the game to like pander to like the very small minority of people when you could just create like I just re-downloaded Code Vein. I don't know if you ever played Code Vein.
It's been a minute. I remember that one. Isn't it like almost like a
It's like it's an anime Dark Souls essentially.
basically, yeah, it was like a gothic style anime Dark Souls type
The
thing.
character creation in that game is top tier.
Yeah.
And you barely look at your character for like a majority of the game, but it's still like a really good like playable game.
Absolutely.
And great character creation. It allows you to do whatever you want, basically, like, you know, at least with your character's face.
Yeah.
But, like, it's just like, why are we, like, questioning, like, what is a gooner in the first place, though?
I think it kind of spun out of control. I think someone made a comment about something, and we all it's the social media, it's X. It's kind of like you start dogpiling. If someone doesn't agree with you 100%, some people just I don't care. Like personally, like if you want a big titty, big ass game, buy it. I don't care. It's your money.
Hell yes.
If the game is really good, congratulations. If it sucks, you find out. Crappy game. Dustborn was a crappy game. Both, well, we all know Concord completely failed. All the characters look androgynous and just weird. And then Dustborn, I think, is still live, but I don't think it's a live service game. I think it's more like a single player story game.
Does he know anything?
You are racist.
If we can get into, but like I've seen it's basically a crappier Skyrim. Skyrim from 2011 when it first came out still performed and looked better than Avowed does now.
Like, Avowed, like, the characters in Avowed, like, you could just tell, like, they just want to be drag queens the whole time.
Basically.
Like, and I can go on a huge tangent about drag queens. I'll spare it for, like, another time.
Yep.
But I think we're at a point now where, like, the people who want, like, good-looking characters just need to take a stand and just wear the gooner tag with pride, I guess, at this point. Like,
yeah,
it's not, there's nothing wrong with the female form. There's nothing wrong with the male form. It's just like when you're thirsting after a man without thirsting after a woman, it might be a problem. Like, I understand, like, there are body standards, like, this whole body positivity thing is, like, it's just, like, I get it. But, like, I think now is the time to just be like, look, I just want my women hot, and I want my men masculine. Like, I just want the gameplay to be good at this point. Like, I don't really like care.
Or at least make it just baseline like neutral. Make it the woman doesn't have to be busting out of her shorts and busting out of her shirt. Just make them baseline attractive. It doesn't have to be crazy. Same thing with the character creation in terms of Dragon Age of Veilguard. They had all these inclusive options, but I was watching, I think it was Savvy on X and on YouTube, when she was talking about how you go to use I think it's a chest slider, I think they call it. I don't know if they call it something else. She goes to max it all out, it barely goes out. Same thing with the butt, barely goes out. And then you have all these options, but you really can't create your character the way you want it to. I think if you're going to do a character creation, just go have every single option you can possibly. That way the player can decide. And if you notice, because I'm sure they all monitor this because it's all live game, it's all connected to the internet, they can monitor, hey, these people, they're just picking male and female, and they're going balls to the walls with their tits and ass, and maybe next game we don't include this. Same thing with this type A and type B crap in terms of like the gender of your character. Personally, I think it should only be male and female. That shouldn't be from whatever your base template is. You can design it however you want it to look. And at some point, everything's ultimately going to change back to somewhat normal.
Yeah, after like these Western studios, like these like big like the CEOs and like the board of directors of these like gaming companies, when they realize that they're constantly losing money by enforcing and shoving down these LGBT um talking points, and they're losing money on it,
Yeah.
and they're seeing that these Chinese and Korean companies are making millions of dollars like every single day, there's gonna be a change. Like I just recently saw like Ubisoft's like stock price,
Yeah,
and they've been a big pusher of this like LGBT shit,
they've been loving it.
and I think they're down below like $5 now.
Well, they're talking about selling it off to somebody else because it's like one family in France or whatever that owns and runs Ubisoft, and they're talking about selling it. So like they can't even manage to keep the stock price up and like satisfactory. It's like every week I feel like you hear, oh, this company just laid off all these people, this studio, that developer, Xbox, Sony. You keep hearing it every week almost, and I feel like it's just a sign of the times that people are just fed up and they're ready to go back to how games used to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like, to go back to your like point of this, like, having a male and female option, like Code Vein, like that game's not that old. It has male and female options. I guess it's just once the market starts correcting itself, I think we should be good.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, play the games you want. The market decides, and if you want to be a gooner, be a gooner. In my personal opinion, just goon on.
Yeah, I don't think there's a really such a thing as a gooner, but if you
It's
want to
just a
be, if you
label.
want to just accept the tag, you're normal for liking the fact that like women are hot and men are masculine. Like at that point, it's just a tag at the end of the day. It's
Absolutely.
not that bad.
Hey, you made it to the end. You like what you see? Hit that subscribe button and leave a like on the video. Comment down below. We want to hear what you have to say, and we'll catch you on the next one.